The Loom and Leaf is a memory foam mattress with high contour and excellent pressure relief. The 12-inch mattress includes an organic cotton cover, 2 inches of gel foam, 2.5 inches of memory foam, 2 inches of transitional support foam, and a 5.5-inch support foam base layer. Our performance test revealed very low bounce and motion transfer with an extremely deep level of sinkage, very fast response, and excellent cooling. The material's foam densities, thicknesses, and overall performance are excellent, making the Loom and Leaf a fantastic value for money. The mattress in today's video is the actual Loom and Leaf I've been sleeping on since 2017. As a result, it's got some normal wear and tear, minor indentations, and one big stain thanks to my dog. The Loom and Leaf had fantastic overall performance, receiving a total score of 9.56 out of 10. It scored perfect 10s in 3 categories, including motion transfer, pressure relief, and off-gassing. The score stayed in the high 9s for cooling, response, and company, and dipped to an 8.9 for sex. The lowest score the mattress received was an 8.4 for edge support. Sitting edge support is pretty deep at 6.25 inches, though edge support while lying is notably better. The Loom and Leaf Relax Firm is a 5.5 on the firmness scale, which is a bit softer than the standard medium firm feel. They also offer the Loom and Leaf Firm, which is an 8 out of 10 on the firmness scale. For this video, we'll be testing and analyzing the Relax Firm version of the mattress. The Loom and Leaf mattress is a great choice for sleepers looking for a memory foam mattress that offers fantastic pressure relief, ultra-low motion transfer, and a traditional memory foam feel. It is covered with an organic cotton cover and Euro-style pillow topper. Additionally, it has a 12-inch thick profile constructed of higher-end foam materials. It's important to consider a few things when deciding if the Loom and Leaf is right for you. We measured an extremely low total bounce range of 4.72 inches during our test. This gives Loom and Leaf mattress more of a dead feeling. While bounce is a preferential factor, more bounce does make it easier to move around on the mattress and also improve sex. In addition, the Loom and Leaf can be pricey depending on your budget. Finally, the memory foam construction offers great pressure relief, but some sleepers may find it warmer due to the slightly softer feel and more notable body contouring. Your body weight and sleeping position impact the types of mattress that are best able to support you. Our analysis is designed to help match the correct mattress to the right body types and sleeping positions. Since the Loom and Leaf comes in 2 firmness options, it's a good choice for most sleeping styles. According to the manufacturer, the Loom and Leaf is rated for sleepers up to 300 pounds per side. The Loom and Leaf Relax Firm is good for all sleeping styles. Since it's 12 inches thick and uses high quality materials, it has more than enough support for most sleepers. The Loom and Leaf Firm is better suited for some back and stomach sleepers, especially if you are of a larger stature, or those who prefer less sinkage and a firmer feel. Notably, it's not well suited for most light and moderate weight sleepers or side sleepers. Next up, we're going to move on to our individual performance tests. At NapLab, we test each mattress by analyzing according to 9 different factors that impact the feel, comfort, and performance. First up, we have our cooling test. To measure cooling, we lie on the mattress for 15 minutes, allowing it to absorb body heat. Then, we get off the mattress and take measurements of the surface level temperature. The Loom and Leaf started with a temperature of 79.1 degrees Fahrenheit. After lying on the mattress for 15 minutes, the Loom and Leaf peaked at a temperature of 87.6 degrees Fahrenheit. After 5 minutes with no one lying on the mattress, it had reduced the temperature back to 80.8 degrees. As with any memory foam mattress, the Loom and Leaf is more susceptible to heating issues relative to hybrid latex and coil-based mattresses. Overall, the mattress does a nice job as the Euro-style cover and gel foam layer puts a certain level of material between the sleeper and the foams that are more likely to heat up, namely the memory foam core. I would say Loom and Leaf is above average with respect to cooling for memory foam mattresses. On average, we see a maximum temperature of 89.9 degrees Fahrenheit across all of the mattresses we've tested to date. During our test, the Loom and Leaf hit a max temperature of only 87.6 degrees, which is 2.3 degrees lower than average. Over the years of sleeping on the Loom and Leaf mattress, I have never once felt that it was sleeping hot. Notably, heavier sleepers may find it warmer as they sink deeper and are more enveloped by the contouring foams. For the Sinkage Test, we lie on the mattress. In addition, we use a 12-pound medicine ball to test pressure point sinkage. In our pressure point test, we measured a sinkage depth of 3.09 inches. This is more than we see on average. Across all the mattresses we've tested to date, the average sinkage depth is 2.21 inches. 3.09 inches of sinkage is quite deep. The Loom and Leaf creates a fairly dramatic contouring hug around the body. For those who love memory foam, the feel is excellent and it creates amazing pressure relief. However, the feeling of memory foam hug isn't for everyone. You will want to be sure you like the feel of increased hug and contour around your body in order to be comfortable on the Loom and Leaf. To test motion transfer, we place one 12-pound medicine ball on one side of the mattress and drop another 12-pound medicine ball on the opposite side. In addition, we use an accelerometer to measure the motion generated by the drop. Overall, the Loom and Leaf has low levels of motion transfer. In our accelerometer test, we measured a total acceleration range of 5.02 meters per second squared. This is better than the average acceleration range of 5.83 meters per second squared, the average based on all of our tests to date. Loom and Leaf's motion transfer by any definition would be considered very low. Looking at our motion transfer chart, which visualizes the accelerometer data, we see a rapid increase on the initial sink and bounce of the medicine ball. The vast majority of energy is dissipated by 0.19 seconds, with a moderate level of energy persisting up until 0.48 seconds. After about half a second, the vast majority of motion is gone. One of the big advantages to memory foam is energy and motion are both absorbed by the foams. This means you won't often disturb your partner while sleeping. To test response time, we place a 12-pound medicine ball on the mattress. Once it's fully at rest, we then quickly remove it and demonstrate the amount of time it takes for the mattress to recover and resume its original shape. Within 0.6 seconds, the Loom and Leaf materials are mostly recovered back to their original shape. Some of the slower foams take a bit more time, so the full recovery time is 1.6 seconds. These results show that the Loom and Leaf has a fairly fast response to mostly recover, but a slightly below average response for a full material recovery. Most of the materials bounce back quickly to their original form, but some of the more contouring foams take a little longer. The heavier the weight on the mattress, the longer it will take to fully rebound. Compared to more traditional memory foam mattresses, I found the Loom and Leaf to be better. However, compared to latex and coil-based mattresses, in addition to many polyfoams, the response is still going to be slower. For reference, the average mostly recovered response time we see across all mattresses we've tested to date is 0.56 seconds. The average for full material recovery is 0.95 seconds. As a result, Loom and Leaf lags behind the average in both categories. The fastest material response we've tested to date is 0.2 seconds to mostly recover and 0.3 seconds for a full recovery. To run the bounce test, we drop a 12-pound medicine ball onto the mattress. We measure the maximum depth the ball sinks to before rebounding up, as well as the maximum height it achieved on the bounce. In the case of Loom and Leaf, the ball sank to a maximum depth of 5.89 inches before rebounding up. While the mattress does provide a fast rebounding response, it was not enough to send the ball above the level height of the mattress. The ball was 1.17 inches below the surface level of the mattress even after bouncing from a depth of 5.89 inches. In comparison to the average across all mattresses we've tested to date, the Loom and Leaf has a very low bounce. On average, we see a bounce height of 9.36 inches. As a result, Loom and Leaf's 4.72 inches is well below average and will be considered very low bounce by any definition. For an assessment of edge support, I lie on and sit on the edge of the mattress to measure the level of support and compression. For the Loom and Leaf, there is a reasonable level of edge support when sitting close to the edge of the mattress. Given the level of firmness and the primarily memory foam design, the edges are good, but not amazing. In our test, we measured a compression sinkage of 6.25 inches while sitting directly on the edge. This is a good bit deeper than the average of 4.68 inches. While the sitting edge support does leave something to be desired, edge support while lying directly on the edge is fantastic. While lying directly on the edge, I feel well supported in all sleeping positions. Our sex rating formula looks at 5 different factors weighted based on their importance. We use the scores from our other factors plugged into the formula to derive a sex score for each mattress. For the Loom and Leaf, these individual factors generated a sex score of 8.9 out of 10. When it comes to sex on a mattress, high bounce, solid edge support, and a comfortable surface are all critically important. As for comfort, Loom and Leaf is great. It had amazing pressure relief, plenty of cushion with the Euro-style pillow topper, and a reasonably cool surface. However, when it comes to bounce and edge support, there is much to be desired. Loom and Leaf's dead level of bounce and good but not great edge support hold down the overall performance for sex. Over the years, while doing the dance without pants with my wife, I've never felt that the Loom and Leaf was a bad mattress for sex. However, there is no question that there are better mattresses for sex. The material components, quality, and comfort layer thickness are all critical factors to pressure relief. Other factors that further affect pressure relief are body weight, body type, and sleeping position. The Loom and Leaf has a 4.5-inch comfort layer. That breaks down to about 38% of the total thickness of the mattress. Based on our testing experience, this is more than thick enough comfort layer for great pressure relief. This comfort layer is a bit thicker than most all-foam mattresses, which will result in better comfort and pressure relief for most sleepers and body types. However, this is especially true for heavyweight sleepers who all but require a thicker comfort layer thickness to create proper pressure relief. To evaluate off-gassing, we monitor the mattress following initial unboxing, taking a subjective measurement of any strong lingering smells. Unlike many online mattress companies, Loom and Leaf ships uncompressed with full service delivery and setup. As a result, any off-gassing that may have occurred post-manufacturing is complete by the time the mattress arrives at your door. During our setup of the Loom and Leaf, we noted 0 initial smell and 0 off-gassing period. Loom and Leaf is manufactured by the parent company Saatva, which has been in the mattress business since 2010. As a whole, Saatva generally has favorable company policies. Their trial period is a bit longer than we've seen from many other companies. You have a full 180-night time frame to decide if Loom and Leaf is a good fit for you. They also have a 15-year warranty with their fair and reasonable terms. Shipping is free, but if you decide to return it, you will have to pay a $99 handling fee to have the mattress picked up. All things considered, I think Saatva's terms are very fair and reasonable. I would recommend the Loom and Leaf mattress for sleepers who are looking for a memory foam mattress with fantastic pressure relief. The Euro-style pillow topper and high-end materials create a traditional contour and hug we expect from memory foam. In addition, the Loom and Leaf offers incredibly low motion transfer, making it excellent for couples. The relaxed firm version of the mattress is a 5.5 out of 10 firmness, where 10 is the most firm. However, Loom and Leaf is also available as a firm. The Loom and Leaf firm is an 8 out of 10. Overall, Loom and Leaf had solid performance in our testing series and is a great choice for sleepers who like the feel of memory foam, want exceptionally good pressure relief, and a deeper contouring hug. Well guys, that's it for this video. I hope you found it helpful. Comments or questions, please drop us those notes down below. If you're interested in buying the Loom and Leaf mattress, we've got a link in the description. For more from NapLab, be sure to get subscribed, ring that bell, and visit us over at naplab.com. As always, thank you so much for watching.